Okay, guys, great win by our team. Really proud of these guys. They just did a good job of continuing to, make plays. I thought Matthew had great command offensively. I thought we were able to run the football. Our offensive line did an excellent job. For us to be able to maintain possession the way that we did. And our defense got enough stops. Obviously, the punt block for a touchdown was huge. It was a great job by Chase Blackburn. Jake Hummel gets the block. Hunter Long picks it up for his first career touchdown. But a lot of different things that took place throughout the course of that game. But that's an excellent team. I mean, you see Josh Allen is an alien. Some of the stuff that he can do and the things that he can create, we knew he was capable of that. He's shown that. It's why he is, as well respected and regarded in this league as he is. It's all deserved and earned. But our guys found a way to just make enough plays to be able to come out on top. I'm really proud of this group. And whether you look at it as fortunately or unfortunately, we got to be able to move on. Guys are getting recovered right now. We've got a great opportunity against the Niners. We know what a great opponent they are, and we got to be ready to roll on Thursday night against them.
Sean, you've seen just about every game possible from Puka Nacua in just 2 3/4 season, or 1 3/4 seasons at this point. Did he reach a new level for you tonight?
He was such an igniter today. I thought, obviously, Matthew was in total command. I thought Kyron and Blake both had some really tough, hard-earned runs. I thought the line were straining a little bit. But, Puka, for him to come up the way that he did, ultimately to be able to cap that drive off that put us up 9 points. Love to be able to get the extra point there. But he was awesome, and then he's, the artist gave me a good stat. Now he's giving me all types of stats after he missed Cooper Kupp. He's like, hey, how about this? What the hell are you talking about? First player in Rams history to go over 160 receiving and have a rushing touchdown. Who the hell comes up with that number right there? All right, but that was he was awesome, and he's so physically and mentally tough. Love him. He's such a igniter is one of the biggest compliments I can give somebody. You elevate everybody around you. You bring an energy to this football team, and he certainly did that today.
How proud of you to have your offense go toe-to-toe with Buffalo like that? It's got to be.
I'm proud of our football team, and that's there was a lot of plays that took place throughout the course of the game. There were some key and critical stops our defense got. I'm really proud of the execution with 7 seconds left in the game to be able to have that punt where you don't have quite enough time to be able to just throw it. They ended up tacking a second on there. Ethan Evans, one-step punt, and expires the clock to be able to, end the game right there. So there's a lot of things that I'm proud on. There's always going to be things, Timmy, that we can clean up, and I want to see us be able to move forward the right way. And it's cool to be able to play meaningful football in December. You never take that for granted.
Coach, can you talk about getting off to a fast start today?
Yeah, I think the guys executed well. We've talked about that a lot, and, it boils down to execution. And then really, I thought, it was unbelievable. You go off schedule. You had a 3rd down and 9. Matthew gets flushed. Things weren't necessarily there in the timing and rhythm. He escapes the rush, ends up keeping his eyes down the field, and he and Puka connect. I thought that play was as big as any to be able to kind of catapult the offense. But he was in good command. Ended up only having to punt that one time and really at the end right there. But I thought it was key that guys just executed. We hit blocks. We were able to overcome some negatives. The first play of the game, -3 is not ideal. End up hitting Puka on the screen. And then you're able to convert on the 3rd down. That was a good run by Kyron right there to be able to do that. So there was a lot of just good execution. Players ended up delivering in a big way. I'm really proud of the group.
How do you evaluate what the offensive line did today?
I thought they did excellent. I thought we were, anytime you're able to get as many carries off as we were, I don't know exactly what the numbers will come out as, but we were efficient. We weren't in many negative 3rd down situations. I think that's why we were able to be efficient on 3rd down. What a huge 4th down for Matthew to be able to work through a progression and hit 2-2. But they were great. I thought they did an excellent job in protection. They started bringing some more pressures, as the game kind of went on. And I thought we were pretty efficient in both phases. I think our lines played really well each of the last couple weeks.
Sean, we've been talking about complementary football all season. Was this as close to a complementary game?
Yeah, I think ultimately it's about how to, I think complementary football can be, illustrated in a variety of ways. Playing off each other's momentum where you're able to open games up or being able to pick each other up when one needs a stop or vice versa, and not allowing the ebbs and flows of the game to do anything but allow you to stay connected. And I thought we did that today. So I was proud of the contributions of all 3 phases. There's going to be great learning opportunities in all 3 phases for us, and got to get those things, fixed quickly and then be able to move forward accordingly against a great opponent that we know very well.
How were you able to identify some things on third down. What sort of the conversation, how that kind of manifests itself?
Yeah, I give Mike LaFleur and Dave Ragone a ton of credit. They put together a great plan, and then ultimately the players ended up, really coming to life. And our offensive staff as a whole, I thought they did a great job being able to have a vision for how this game should be played. They brought it to life throughout the course of the week. I think the players understood that, and then it's always about the players. They ended up doing a great job delivering. But, Mike deserves a ton of credit. And then I think because we were able to, for the most part, avoid some of those early down negatives where you're not in the third and longs as often, it ends up allowing you to be able to play accordingly. And I think that's why we were as efficient as we were.
Sean, Josh stayed in the pocket early in the game a lot, as we've seen him do a lot this season. Third quarter, from up where we were sitting, you could almost feel when he kind of got cut loose and was.
Yeah, you could feel it from the field too.
Yeah, so exactly. What was the conversation about an adjustment on you guys' part?
I think it's such a fine line. I mean, I thought he did a great job moving, and we had some movements up front where you're trying to have some cover me's and different things like that. But if you leave a gap open, he's going to step up. He can extend and keep his eyes down the field, or he can run away from you. He can break tackles. I mean, he's a nightmare to defend. And so it's a balance. I don't think you can just sit back and just let him, navigate the pocket. He can beat you from the pocket. He can beat you with his mind. He can beat you with his arm. He can beat you with his legs. That's why he's a legitimate MVP candidate. He's one of the best players in this league. But we were searching for some different answers. I thought we were able to, if we don't have that penalty on 4th and 15, I think we're off the grass. I think there's a good learning op, knowing the sticks. All right, where can we put ourselves in position to be able to catch that from a little bit of depth and not be in some of a tougher advantage where our back's to the football on a middle run through. But I think he's a stud. He did a great job, and I'll have to go back and look at the film, but you could feel the things that you're talking about, and those were the big points of emphasis, and they'll continue to be as we move forward, but he is a unique player for sure.
What was it like for you as the play caller and for the offense in general to score early, score often, and just keep throughout the game?
It's a credit to I think it's a collective. You're never just doing it by yourself. So I think, the offensive staff and then the players. I just thought they were able to establish a rhythm when you're converting on third downs. And you can have plays that play off of plays, and then you're finishing drives in the red area. Obviously, we'd love the one back when they ended up getting the stop on the second drive, but that was excellent. That feels like really good football, high-level execution. You're able to get both phases going in terms of your run and your pass. I thought the offensive line was able to get into a rhythm where they couldn't just be able to pin their ears back and rush. And then ultimately, I thought we did a good job distributing the field in the pass game, and guys made contested catches, or they were getting where they were supposed to be without any sort of wasted motion and movement. And I thought Matthew was in total command, Gary. He ends up checking off, getting us into the right play on Puka's touchdown right there when they brought the zero blitz. And, that was kind of reflective of what he did all day. They're an excellent defense, but I thought he was able to, put us in some really good spots, and he's a stud.
Sean, talk to me about that. Talk to me about that scenario where the Bills called a zero blitz and you called a bubble screen to Puka. What did you see to give you the inclination that was the perfect call at that time?
Yeah, it's the players. Matthew ended up checking into that. That's something that we thought in that situation right there, it's kind of a gotta have it. So they're not a big zero blitz team, but we thought that was a situation that they could activate that. They did it in the tight red area earlier in the game when we just missed on our ability to execute. And Matthew, I just thought, like I mentioned, he was in just total command. We had a couple different things that we could get to right there, but you're going to be short when you're in empty protection when they're bringing 6 and you only have 5 to be able to block. But Rob Havenstein and Cooper Kupp at the point of attack did an unbelievable job. And then for Matthew to be able to negotiate that throw with Von Miller being free on that right side, that's incredible execution. And, players did the damn thing today.
Last one, NFL Network.
We've seen great things from this team all season long, and that showed today. But how do you maintain this consistency on a short week and as you get into December late?
I would love the answer to that question. I think you just keep going to work. These guys have done a great job of really just being able to commit to, all right, are we doing everything in our powers to have no regrets when we look back on this thing? Are we really putting it out there? Are we not afraid to do whatever it takes to try to be able to come away with the results, but really just no matter what happens, let's go cut it loose. Let's play free. I thought our guys did play fast and free, and that's going to be a key and critical factor for us to be able to have a chance to go do what we need to do on Thursday night against a great opponent. All right, thanks, guys.
Way to go, Coach. Most wins ever. Love you, buddy.